Um, I am sat in my bedroom office, having been out early this morning. There was a sense like, I don't know if you experience this, but there are some mornings where you just think, I've just got to get out there. I looked through the curtains at the windows and I could see just the beginnings of the sunrise, and so I raced out of a house, defrosted the car as quickly as I could without getting too freezing hands, and drove up to the Helm. It was a beautiful place up there to see the sun coming over the hills, and the scenery, the scenery that you get there is amazing. Anyway, so drove up to the Helm, parked up, and then kind of walked up the hill. And as I was aware that I kind of was a little bit later for the sunrise than if I'd got myself up a bit earlier, but it's fine. But I came around the corner and the sun was just peeking up over the wall, and it was breathtaking. And if I turned the corner, you know how you get when it's a really strong wind and it just suddenly you go around the corner and it takes your breath away. Well, there's a real sense of that this morning, and I have to admit I burst into tears because the beauty of the colours, of the creation, of the hills. The hills were sort of dusted with snow, and as the sun came up, the sun reflected this incredible pink and orange on the hills, which was just breathtaking. I was taking pictures, and then my phone died, and I thought, oh my goodness, there's more pictures to take. But then I kind of thought, actually, no. Sometimes what you have to do is turn the camera off, turn your phone off, and just breathe in the beauty and the incredible awesomeness of the world that we live in. And I know it's hard for some people. We do live here in the Lake District in an extraordinary place, where the hills and the scenery is stunning. But it felt like it was so important to be there in the moment. Yes, it's great to capture pictures, and I did take some pictures to share, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you. But there's also a sense of like sometimes you have to just put everything away, forget about taking the perfect picture, forget about your angles and your colours, and just enjoy what's around you, and let that just sit in your memory, being present in the moment. And I think, so often my mind races of like, I've got to do this, and then, I know when I'm sort of asleep, I'm almost organised the next day in my head, and that really doesn't help me to rest. And, we can be so caught up in the business, and I'm, continuing to learn to be still in that, and that's really important. So I've just lost my train of thought. But yeah, and I just really felt God say to me, what do you think? And I was like, Dad, this is awesome, and you know that I love this. And he said, yes, I know, but I wanted to share this with you. And it was like he was drawing me out to the hills, and I thought, what is it about the hills, the beauty of the water, the sea, whether you love water, I love water, and hills, and even, going down into caves, the incredible wonder and beauty. And why is it that we just, we look at that and we think, oh, I just want to get out in that. And I thought, yes, it is beautiful, but I think it's such a reflection of who God is. The creation, the beauty is such a reflection of who God is and His creation. I think sometimes we don't always recognise it, but actually it's like we just want to be close to God. And those times when I walk along the river, when I used to live by the sea, and just walk along the sea and the beauty and the magnificence of that, just reminded me of God, and just reminded me. And so yeah, I just wanted to say and really share that with you, because it really touched me, and I thought, God, this is incredible. You have made this beautiful place, and yes, it is really hard, but at the moment, it is really hard at the moment, for everybody, and we all have different circumstances, and I'm not making light of that, but I just want to say there is hope, and there is beauty, And if you can just take a moment, 5 minutes, even to stand outside your door and go and find something that's beautiful. Maybe it's a tree where the branches entwine and maybe the bark's just a beautiful colour or texture. Even in the snowdrops are coming up. Even in snowdrops, just looking at the delicateness of snowdrops, or the hills, the water, anything, we can go, there is hope and there is joy and there is love